Alright guys, now I'm going to show you how to use wards, how to place them, what they do, what their range is, and how they affect other players. So let's start off with the crafting of the ward. Of course, you just need your hammer, like building everything else. And this actually takes 5 fine wood, 5 gray dwarf eyes. By this point, you should have plenty of those. And a Thurling cores. Thurling cores are found inside dungeons. So it's the only place I've seen them, at least, are in those little, dungeons underground. The fine wood is if you chop down the trees that kind of have the white trunk, the white and black blotchy trunks, basically like birch trees, those will drop the fine wood. With those 3 ingredients, you can then create the ward, which looks like this. And I'm going to go ahead and place it. There we go. So, hang on a sec. So, as you can see, right now I've placed it. I haven't triggered any permissions. You can see Castigar over there actually opening and closing the door. He can interact with everything I've placed. Now, if I trigger this, it now is going to protect everything in this area. And now, see, he just tried to open it. You can see him trying to open it right now. It's making that noise. He can't get in or out. Now I can deactivate it, and now he can come through. So you can actually see there's a permitted field under that, and quite frankly, no one knows what to do with that quite yet. It may not be actually a feature that's implemented all the way yet. But this ward also has a range, so you can see when it goes out, it'll balloon. Let's actually talk to this guy real quick. Okay. If we go to outside, actually what we'll do is I'll have him activate his ward, and then I'll demonstrate what I have access to, what I don't, when he triggers it, and how far it actually goes. So we'll go ahead and knock this. Right now, if I have this activated, he won't be able to activate his, because now technically, and this is the really important part when it comes to wards, I now own everything, essentially. He can't access crap. Actually, now he can. So as long as this is on, he can't access anything. He can't break anything, upgrade anything, basically anything, right? No chest, whatnot. Which means I've effectively claimed everything he has built. And if we take a look here, he's built quite a lot, and I would own it all for basically the price of 15 minutes of searching for stuff. So these are super useful to have. If you are in a PvP server, you are going to have to defend against this type of attack. People will use these to take over your stuff. It will happen. You need to make this a priority to get this item. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to switch roles. Castigar is going to go trigger his, and I will demonstrate what effects it has, what I have access to, what I don't, and so on. Go ahead, Castigar. Okay, so now he's activated his, and now you can see on my pointer it says no access to chest. Makes that funky sound. Can't open the doors. I can't do jack diddly. I can't. Oddly enough, I can trigger my own ward. Even though I don't have access to this is still technically mine. It says owner exilium. That's a neat trick. Oh, that just changed it, dude. It says permitted Castigar.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Click it again, and then just do it one more time.
So,
click.
So opt in, opt out.
Yep.
So you're going to have to hide your wards, otherwise people can just walk up to it and opt in.
Right.
So my ward's behind this steel gate, which makes sense. That's how I've always done it in this sort of games.
Right.
If you go in, click on it, and opt in.
Well, right click or what?
Sorry, press E to opt in.
I can't.
Interesting. Okay. So
is it because it's inside your radius?
So if you put yours on,
yeah,
I take mine off and then put it on. See if you get the option to opt in.
Nope.
Interesting.
All right, so you guys, right now.
Oh, hang on a minute. I can't. So yeah, I don't have the option to
because it's
opt
on
in anymore.
Now can you?
Yeah. So turn yours off. So I can opt in when it's off.
But can I opt in on yours now because it's off? I can. Okay, so when it's
That's
off,
how you do it.
which makes sense because that means If it's on and protecting things, no one can just trigger it and
So I've
opt
turned
in.
my ward on. So if you can access this gate,
Yeah,
close it or whatever.
yep, I
Cool.
can.
That's how it
So we're
works.
good. So, as you see there, guys, we just discovered, at least for us, how to do the whole opt-in procedure live, we'll call it. But yeah, so as soon as you turn this off, people that you want to have access can opt in. Then you can turn it back on, and now they will continue to have access to what is in its area. So I'm going to go ahead and deactivate this one. Castigator, is yours on? Is yours on?
Yeah, mine's on,
Okay,
and you're still off.
I'm gonna opt out. So you got to turn it off for me to opt out, I think. Okay, so I opted out, and we're going to demonstrate the range of these things, so you have an idea of how far it goes. Go ahead and turn it back on. Okay, now we'll go outside. Let's go. This way is probably faster. And I'll try to build something just as a demonstrate about, because you can't build anything inside the wards either. So if we go here, for instance, and oh, I can't build that, so that's not a good example. Um, let's do that. Okay. So right now you can see where I'm trying to build, and actually, see out there in the distance, you can see the red circle too. It kind of also demonstrates that I can't build here. However, the farther I get away, if I go over here, that's outside the ward range, and I can build right here. So keep in mind how far we've traveled. I can basically build right to about here, this row here, and it is in a circle around that ward, kind of like the workstations have a circle to go around them. Same deal. Um, I can build outside of it, but I can't build inside of it, and that's basically the distance. Basically the same distance as far as I can calculate. It looks like the same distance as a workbench as far as effective range. Of course, you can have multiple of them, and you will if you build any decent-sized cities. You're going to have multiple of them covering walls, and you're going to want to put them by your walls too, so that way people can't build staircases and stuff to get over the top of your walls if you don't want them to, or other things like that, or to tunnel under your walls. I assume it also, we might want to test this, but I assume that you can't actually dig either, or do any terrain deformations. I don't have a hoe on me, so I can't demonstrate that right now, but I assume that's the case. Otherwise, that'd be terrible game design. Anyways, guys, that is the ward. I highly suggest that you um, make a few of those as fast as you can, especially if you're on a PvP server.